Hey guys, just a quick note from us. We really appreciate all the support and all the well wishes we've had since we launched the Fraser Golf Institute channel. But the #1 way in which you can support us is by subscribing to the channel. Like the videos, comment in the videos, let the algorithms, let YouTube know that this is a channel that you're really enjoying. Currently, about 60% of the audience, the viewers on each video are not subscribers. It would mean the world to us if you subscribed to the channel and you liked and commented in the videos. It lets people know that Fraser Golf Institute is a channel that should be viewed on YouTube. That would help us out, and we guarantee we'll bring the best content that we possibly can to you guys. Enjoy today's video. I feel I've had one of the most impactful sessions, insightful sessions, and hopefully you guys do too, and I've not hit a shot. All right guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got part 2 of our series of improving our golf swing without hitting a golf ball. I think this is going to be a really important series for you guys, and something that I just think, whether it's this year, whether it's next year, whether it's through the season, this is a series to bookmark. Make sure you're coming back to it, remembering sort of what the key fundamentals of the movement pattern that creates a better backswing and a better downswing. We've done the backswing drills in a previous video. We're going to go into the through swing drills. We've got a couple of new ones that have some new patterns, but we're also going to connect the backswing to the downswing a little bit. Yeah. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so let's start with kind of the opposite of what we did in the hip loading in the backswing. We're going to do it in the downswing.
Got it.
And we're going to do this one a little bit differently. It's going to be a little bit more dynamic. So as a right-handed golfer, now I'm going to put my right hip on the wall, sink into my left. I'm going to do a small little rotation back in the backswing and explode to the left. Again, trying to hold that foot ankle position.
Without letting that break down.
Yeah, really helping us learn how to get that rib cage to rotate on top of the pelvis, rotate into that hip joint. And again, create some of that elastic speed that we're looking for in the swing. So left foot down. Again, I feel like you're in your posture. Now again, really watching that foot maintains all point of connections as you do this. So a little rotation back and through quickly and hold. And you're trying to make this as dynamic as possible. And the faster you go, the harder you're gonna notice it is to decelerate it through that hip. Do you feel how much you feel that in the hip joint?
You made it look easy.
Well, I was going a little slower than you, I think was part of it. But
it looked quite easy when you're doing it. I'm like wobbling all over the place.
You talk about balance in the golf swing. This is a great way to learn how to create that good footing through the swing to create that stable impact position. That's really good there. And always just make sure you're holding that for a couple of seconds at the end. It's massively important. And that's when you'll start feeling it into that hip.
Fire into the glute.
Absolutely. So again, it goes into it great to do at home.
Yeah.
But also now it's like, hey, my glute's more activated than I was getting out of the car. So really, really good drill to kind of get that rib cage rotating faster in the downswing.
Incredible. From a stability standpoint, like to feel yourself be dynamic, but be really stable at the same time, that felt awesome.
Absolutely. Okay. Next one's a little harder. So
that was the hard one.
Yeah, I lied. So this one here is going to really help learn to sequence that downswing. So we kind of did our rib cage drill for the earlier. We're actually going to do that again. So we're going to grab my right hand, bottom left rib. Okay. Right hand, again, this is as a right-handed golf, so left hand on the shoulder, right hand, bottom left rib. I'm going to rotate in backswing, but as I'm reaching the top, I'm going to pick my left foot up and stomp. So it's going to look like so. So I'm learning to start that downswing as I rotate back and the timing mechanism of that. It looks
terrible, easy.
This is great. This is some of the stuff that you talk about in your swing is, hey, when to start the other way.
100%.
You know, you hear if you're someone who has a long backswing, this could be great for you because you hear all the time, hey, like swing it shorter. I'd always argue, let's just transition sooner. But the nice thing about this is that stomp, the louder you make it, the more active you're creating through that ground.
Okay.
So again, right hand, bottom left rib, left hand here, rotate back and stomp. And then can we start making it more dynamic in that? In that backswing phase as well. So almost in the backswing here, we can do this a little faster than we did during the backswing drills. So good rotation back and stomp. And so what you'll notice here in the video is he's starting to stomp as he's still creating that rotation.
Yeah,
in the
I'm not
backswing.
feeling sort of that stretch or sort of the landing of the lead foot. This has always been really difficult for me.
Yeah.
Any drills that have some kind of step into it, I've always struggled.
And the thing for us is we see this a lot with the club in our hands. The thing is, if we can't sync it up with this, it's probably gonna be hard for that. But the nice thing is connecting that transition phase, which is really important in the golf swing.
Yeah.
So rotation back and stomp. Yeah, you can see it's hard. Turn, stomp. Yeah, really, really
that was
good.
better. Yeah,
that was the best one. Yeah,
that was so different.
I said this was the hard one. I promise. I won't give you any harder ones after this. Really good. And what you'll see when you do that again, let's do that one more time. There. How nicely lined up that spine is at this point in the swing.
We talk, we've 3D'd my golf swing. We know that's the move. The very first one, when I stopped, my shoulders were there.
You could see it.
And I just wanted to go that way.
And if you're that player who tends to get over it a bit in the downswing, feeling that over the top move, this is great. As I turn back and stomp, that's that piece that's going to allow those hands to fall and that club to fall behind us in the transition phase.
That's going to be a great one for me to work on.
Absolutely.
Really is. The difference of even being able to, after like 6-7 reps, like I could really feel like getting that sequence way better.
Turn. Yeah, and it's feeling like you can see that was good again. It's okay to do it wrong.
Yeah.
Doing it wrong sometimes is good because it allows us to start making that correction and go, oh, wait, what did I do differently that time? And that's the piece that you're going to take to the swing side. And as time goes on, you keep doing this, whether it's at home, before you're around, before you hit balls, you'll start noticing it day in, day out, the strike just gets a little bit better. That quality of movement improved a little bit more just because you've already created that dynamic system moving and a sequencing in a much better, more efficient way.
Love that one. That one's, that's going to be a keeper for me for sure.
That'll be a part of your homework going forward before we hit balls. Absolutely.
Tell me, get to bed.
Absolutely.
Waking up the kids.
You're stomping on the floor. That's okay. The next one, again, we're going to try and keep connecting the dots from backswing and downswing. And these ones we're going to do a little slower. So the first one we're going to do is the same. We're going to go, if you're a right-handed golfer, hook your left hand under your elbow. Take your setup. Good spine rotation back. And what we're going to do before I rotate, I'm going to shift my hips forward slightly. There's a little lateral shift, that recentering, and find impact.
Yeah. And we've got that camera just right behind you, which I think will show that really well.
Absolutely. You'll see how my spine lines up well. And from this camera angle here, what you'll see a lot of players doing the downswing is that there'll actually be space at this point. Absolutely. And what you'll notice is that I'm not pulling my arms in to create that. I'm here, I'm going to be stable through that scap, move through that hip. I'm almost feeling like my left hip is dragging me down.
Okay.
That's the feeling I get. Again, that's not for everybody, but I get up here, I get a good load, I shift, drag, and again, if you kind of look at my spine and go, that's
right down good.
Not a bad place to live.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. So again, that left arm's hooked under the elbow, that good rotation back. Now the key to this is moving that hip forward slightly before you rotate. So shift a little towards the camera. And now come down and spin. So again, you can see how that arm lines up wonderfully. There'd be some nice shaft lean there.
So we don't want it going...
Exactly, that spin move, which you even see you rehearse it. Sometimes you're doing that actively.
100%.
And it's some of what the 3D data was showing your swing is that's what you're actually doing. When I do that, my arm goes here. So this, again, not just it's a good drill for everyone, but for you in particular, really good. So back top and hold it. So good rotation back. Okay, move that pelvis forward about an inch and then now rotate into impact. And you should feel like you're really in a good position to cover that golf ball, but also how that spine and wonderful there is lined up. Really good.
A lot of these things are just feel like they're really good as well for the flow of the golf swing. Like that continuous motion, you know, and really like connecting it, not having it broken into backswing, downswing, you know, like the reposition of the pelvis is the glue that's going to join the backswing and downswing.
Absolutely. I mean, you'll see it in a lot of 3D data players. You'll see it on TV. Rory's a great example, how he's shifting that pelvis to that lead side before he starts to spin and get back on top of it. I think it's massively important, but again, that flow is as important.
Yeah. Amazing.
Now, would you agree doing this now that even the stuff we've done prior, it's almost a slightly different understanding now that you don't have a club or ball in the way?
100%. Like, I feel like I would have an understanding of how to sort of transition better now without a club.
Yeah, which is, to me, in the learning curve, that's step one.
Yeah.
Is understand what we need to do and how we need to move. Then we can add the club and ball.
Yeah.
The last one we're gonna do, very similar to this one, we're gonna use a left arm though.
Okay.
If you're that player who tends to chicken wing, move that arm kind of around you and pull, this could be great for you. So we're gonna set up, again, the L in the hands, the thumb in the middle of the sternum.
Yep.
Left hand on the bicep. Take it to the backswing. Now, I'm gonna do this one slow, so left hip recenters, but we're gonna rotate a little bit past impact on this one. And feel that connection of your kind of arm to your body.
Totally.
At this point, now I can fling my arm off my chest, but most of us are doing it early and pulling in. So what we're kind of doing here is trying to feel stable, almost a little longer than we would need to in a full swing. And even when I put my right hand on, I'd go, that's a pretty nice, stable position. I have this nice structure in my arms.
Yep.
But again, what you'll notice is my arm position is different, but I've just moved my spine a heck of a lot better.
Right.
Yeah, let's give that a try. Same there, yep. So again, if you're left-handed, just invert all these. Nice load back, little recenter, and you're to go a little past impact there. Yeah. Different? I mean, for you, look how much more around those hands are and how they're still in front of you. You haven't retracted this arm, but those are a lot more in this way than you would see in your normal swing.
And as that folds and you're kind of nice compact
Absolutely.
swing. Okay, so got a nice space in.
Yep. Great, and shift. Yeah. So yeah, if you're that player that tends to chicken wing or feel like they can't cover the golf ball, you'll ask players all the time to hit balls with one hand, and the left hand in particular, you'll instantly watch, it's just an arm swing.
Yeah.
And that left scap needs to stay stable and rotate, and then the arm swing post-impact, not in the impact.
I think it's another great one for, again, connecting what we talked about earlier on in the backswing drills and how to sort of get that backswing really loading.
Absolutely.
But how do you connect it through a transition into a through swing?
And I think this is the nice part of having a two-part series in this is that the backswing's the fundamentals.
Yeah.
We have to do that well to do these drills. So we can't get ahead of ourselves. We did this first. The backswing movement wouldn't load as well and not allow the body to move in that way on the way down. So now we got that nice, wonderful structure, good spiral in the spine. How do we unload that spiral into the impact zone? And all these drills, at the end, you can also just hit some, do some swings after with a club at the house and just feel those same things. And I promise you, without hitting a golf ball, it'll feel a little different.
So a few things going through my mind. One being, if I was a young instructor, like that's a great lesson you just given me. Whether it's backswing, downswing, whatever it may be, I think for any young instructors watching this, I would say don't be too sort of in too much of a rush to have to see people hit shots or feel like the quality of your session is going to be dictated by how many shots you hit or seeing the perfect ball flight. Like I feel I've had one of the most impactful sessions, insightful sessions, and hopefully you guys do too, and I've not hit a shot.
Yeah, you create a more understanding. There's no emotional attachment. You're just in a position now you can learn.
Yeah.
My always thing is I look at it as, again, you need, when a player is hitting it awesome, I look at that's the player doing a good job. Right. When the player is creating an understanding of how to do that long term, that's when I'm starting to make my role. You know, I'm kind of just giving you the tools to do this on your own. You know, I didn't get in there and do much to you. Again, you're moving.
Even when I was doing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're right. Even when I was doing that first one where I didn't have this stall, but like you let me figure it out.
It's okay to mess up.
Yeah.
And it's how we learn. So again, whether you do a drill wrong, hit a bad shot, that's good. We don't learn from succeeding. So these drills are there to create feelings that you're gonna be able to apply. Another thing you can add to these, again, I would do 10 per drill. Nothing crazy. Don't do them for hours at a time. These are, hey, do it, leave it. One thing you can do a little bit of is if you're starting to get comfortable with it, you can also do it with your eyes closed and just experience it that little bit more. And you might go, hey, I feel it in a slightly different place. Again, just ways to create some more understanding than we would normally.
Amazing, amazing. Guys, I hope you're feeling at the end of kind of having seen both parts of this. You have now 8 incredible drills that are going to teach you movement patterns. They're going to bind your backswing and downswing. They're going to create a movement pattern that, to be honest, maybe they've never experienced before. Maybe you've never felt your body wind up like that and you're like, okay, that's what it feels like to
100%.
load into the right glute. I've heard people talk about things like that. You know, I see Rory and how he transitions into his downswing. I now know what that means.
Yeah.
I really think with those 8 exercises from video 1 and video 2 of this series, there's a lot to take away.
Absolutely. There's no bands,
Yeah.
no clubs, no launch monitor. Just, hey, we can do this airport, like you said, shower, at home, before our round. Massively important.
Yeah. No equipment and no excuses. That's what we're calling this.
Absolutely.
This series.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like
no
that.
equipment, no excuses. Love it.
Love it.
Buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Huge treat for us to have Braden on the channel, to be in this incredible facility up at TBC Toronto. You'll see us back here again. There's going to be a lot of content coming from here, so stay tuned for that. Let us know in the comments below. We love your feedback. Do you enjoy episodes, parts, series like this that you can, again, playlists? Save these in your playlist. These are not going to be videos and episodes that you want to forget. You're going to want to come back off season, during the season, when maybe you get a little off track. Go back to your sequence, go back to your patterns, back to basics. It will help you guys in the long term, we promise. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.